Now, breaking news from CBS 17 News.
Breaking off the top tonight, crews find a body in the search for a missing teenager.
That scene just off Wiregrass Road in Lumberton, about 12 miles from the mobile home park where Hania Aguilar was last seen 3 weeks ago, and 5 miles away from where the SUV police say was used in her kidnapping was found days later. At this point, there is no confirmation from the police or the FBI that the body is that of the 13-year-old. But the FBI did ask in a statement tonight for the public to keep Hania's family in their prayers.
Our team of reporters in Lumberton tonight. We'll hear from Amy Cutler at the police station in just a moment, but we start with Colleen Quigley at the scene. Colleen.
And Angela, we do have a breaking update for you right now. Minutes ago, the FBI saying the body that was discovered here earlier this afternoon has been removed from the scene. Right now, it is en route to the State Crime Lab in Raleigh, where they'll do an autopsy and make that identification. However, no time frame for when they are going to make that ID. I want to step out of the way to show you. So this is Wiregrass Road behind me. This is where investigators have been all day and remain right now. You see those sheriff's deputies' vehicles sitting there. We spoke with a woman, a neighbor who lives around here, and she told me this exact spot is about 1.5 miles from where she saw earlier today deputies searching a wooded area. She said she was driving home from Lumberton when she saw a lot of law enforcement, a lot of investigators in the wooded area, and then come out and put up crime scene tape. She said she immediately thought of Hania, who was abducted 3 weeks ago yesterday.
4:15, we were coming back down Wiregrass Road from Lumberton, and we seen all the deputies' cars and I call them the white vans where, you know, when they're investigating stuff, pull into a little area about 1.5 miles from where we are right now. And then we seen them come out with the yellow crime scene tape.
And what did that area look like? Is it wooded or is it a field like this? What does it look
like? On one side it's a wooded area, on the other side it's a little pond, and it's got I wouldn't call it a pond, it's a creek, and it's got a little white house, but the side that they are on, it's a wooded area.
Okay. And when you saw that, what went through your mind?
The little girl that's missing. That's all that goes through our mind, and, you know, since she's been missing.
What's it been like in this community in the past, 4 weeks now?
Yeah, it's hard. She's 13, you know, she's a baby, and everywhere I go, I'm looking.
Yeah, everywhere she goes, she is looking. That's what so many members of this community have been doing, including local police. We know this area, Wiregrass Road, was one Lumberton police were interested in because they were asking for surveillance video to determine how that SUV that Hania was forced into at the mobile home park got from there to Quincy Drive, where it was found abandoned just a few days after her kidnapping. Now, for context, Quincy Drive is about 5.5 miles from where I'm standing right now, and this area as well is a little less than 10 miles from that mobile home park where the 13-year-old lived. Now, again, no confirmation that the body found here today is that of 13-year-old Hania Aguilar. The FBI tonight asking for people to pray for her family, and neighbors here say they are doing just that. Reporting live in Robeson County, Colleen Quigley, CBS 17 News.
Okay, Colleen, and over the weekend, we told you about the latest clue from the FBI, a special pair of Adidas like the ones you see here. They're being described as distinctive shoes the kidnapper could try to get rid of with that colorful stitching there on the back heel.
And Amy Cutler has been checking with the FBI daily about this case. She is live at the Lumberton Police Department. And Amy, we understand Hania's mother was there earlier tonight.
Yeah, she was, Maggie. She left the police department in an ambulance about 1.5 hours ago. This is a case that has touched so many in this community. You can see missing posters on the doors to the police department. Still, so many tonight praying for Hania's safe return. It's hard to imagine what these last 3 weeks have been like for Hania Aguilar's family. Her mother taken from the Lumberton Police Department in an ambulance tonight. The FBI tells me the 13-year-old's kidnapping has taken a toll on them.
I'm hoping that it's not her.
Annie Hall says her 3 kids played with Hania. Now, like so many in the Rosewood Mobile Home Park, Hall doesn't let her children outside alone. The 13-year-old's kidnapping 3 weeks ago has left this community scared and anxious. Hania was doing what she would normally do back on the morning of November 5th. She started her aunt's SUV when investigators say a man forced her in and took off. That vehicle found a few days later in the woods off Quincy Drive, but no sign of Hania. Since then, the FBI says it's followed more than 800 leads, conducted at least 400 interviews.
She used to be in the neighborhood, play with the kids, basketball, out in the yard. All the kids used to ride the bicycles. There was never a problem like this before.
Then came word of a body authorities found in the search for Hania. Now, I've been checking with the FBI and Lumberton police all night long. At this point, they have been tight-lipped about this ongoing investigation. Again, Hania's body has been brought to Raleigh, or I should say, excuse me, the body found in the woods in the search for Hania has been brought to Raleigh to be identified. Again, at this point, they're saying it is not clear how long this autopsy will take, but of course, we will continue to follow this story closely and keep you updated both on air and online. In Lumberton, Amy Cutler, CBS 17 News.
And again, officials have not positively identified the body. We just know that that was the area they were searching for Hania. CBS 17 has been pushing out updates on this case throughout the night. As soon as any new information comes in, we'll let you know through a breaking news push alert, which you can sign up for by downloading the CBS 17 News app.
We do not have a person of interest at this time. That's a legitimate question. I would remind the public to always remain vigilant. No matter where they are or what they're doing, we're continuing to follow up on all logical leads.
First at 5, the FBI needs information to find whoever kidnapped and killed 13-year-old Hania Aguilar. Thank you for joining us. I'm Maggie Newland, in for Marius Payton.
I'm Angela Taylor. 90 minutes ago, Lumberton police and the FBI said preliminary results from the medical examiner identified the body found in Robeson County is that of Hania Aguilar.
At this time, the FBI says there is no person of interest in the case, despite rumors flying on social media. Investigative reporter Richard Essex is live in Lumberton tonight and begins our team coverage. Richard.
There has been an awful lot of speculation on social media that police had made an arrest. CBS 17 News also received a tip this morning that came through social media that police had also made an arrest. And today, we exhausted all of those tips. We talked to a person that had allegedly been attacked by a suspect. We went to several addresses that were associated with that tip that we received this morning. And today, the FBI and the chief of police here in Lumberton said that they do not have a suspect in custody, and the investigation is still ongoing. With a suspect at large, we ask, is the public still safe?
That's a legitimate question. I would remind the public to always remain vigilant. No matter where they are or what they're doing, we're continuing to follow up on all logical leads, looking at all the evidence that we have recovered, and we continue to ask the public through the media. We are still looking for help and assistance.
And again, police say that they do not have a suspect in custody, and they are asking to only believe information that you see that comes directly from the police department or the FBI. In Lumberton, Richard Essex, CBS 17 News.
Thank you, Richard. And Hania's family has stayed away from most of the media coverage during the Amber Alert. CBS 17's Sheena Elzy is live in Lumberton tonight. And Sheena, for the last 3 weeks, you've been talking to friends of Hania.
That's right. We are at the place where she lived right now, the Rosewood Mobile Home Park. This is where she lived. This is also where she was kidnapped. Now, everyone here thought that it wasn't true. But when news of the fact that her body was found and it was hers, everything changed. Hania's classmates, friends, and students walked off the bus to the news that the body investigators found was hers.
Oh, it is? Oh, I didn't know that.
The 13-year-old was kidnapped 3 weeks ago. Investigators say a man grabbed her while she was waiting to go to school outside her home, just down the street from her friends.
I used to go over there and play with them and talk to her and her little sister. I'm sad.
Parents now sad too and worried for their own kids.
Our kids aren't even safe around here. They're really not. And it went from women getting killed to our children being kidnapped. It makes me scared because my daughter's 13.
Many parents we ran into say they're now picking up their kids from school and not letting them out of their sight.
I think it's a shame. Children ain't even safe to get on the school bus to go to school or wait to get out here and go to school. Well, it's safer to pick them up, keep them in the house, the time to go.
And investigators are still trying to figure out what happened to Hania, all while protecting her family in front of the house where Hania was kidnapped and never seen alive again. Now, a lot of people have asked us about the family, how the family is feeling and what they must be going through right now. We did reach out to them, but as you can imagine, they are going through a rough time and have told investigators they did not want to talk with us right now. For now, we're live in Lumberton. Sheena Elsie, CBS 17.
And we can certainly understand that, Sheena. CBS 17 has been bringing you updates on the search for Hania every day since the kidnapping in Lumberton on November 5th, including the breaking news of that stolen SUV found just 8 miles from Rosewood Mobile Home Park, and the body found yesterday about 12 miles from Hania's home.
Forced her into a green 2002 Ford Expedition, and he then stole the vehicle and drove away with Miss Aguilar in the vehicle.
More than 3 weeks ago, a neighbor's 911 call prompted an Amber Alert to find 13-year-old Hania Aguilar.
Witnesses heard her scream and saw a man dressed in all black, wearing a yellow bandana, force her into her family's SUV and drive away.
Police say the teenager was outside her home before school when she was forced into a stolen SUV. Lumberton police called in state and federal authorities to help during the search.
We need to hear from you. We need to hear from you. This young girl is a part of our community, and we want her back, and we want her back safely.
Detectives quickly released pictures of that SUV caught on security cameras not far from where Hania was taken, and video of a man seen in the neighborhood just a few hours before the kidnapping. On day 3, the FBI announced the discovery of the stolen SUV, but there is still no sign of Hania or the man seen in the security video.
In this point in time, in the approximate 1 hour time frame leading up to the kidnapping, this is the only person that at this time we're able to actually identify via CCTV footage, and he may have information for us.
Investigators continue the search on the ground and using drones, and they put out the call to all hunters in Robeson County to check their deer cams for any sign of Hania. Then, on November 24th, more than 2 weeks after the kidnapping, they put out another alert about Hania's shoes, saying because they are so distinct, the kidnapper may have gotten rid of them. Hania's family hasn't been front and center in the investigation, but did release comments through the FBI.
I just want my daughter back with me. I'm here waiting for you. I love you and only care about you.
Through the entire search and investigation, the FBI has maintained one message: they were going to find the kidnapper.
The person responsible, if they're watching this, we're coming after you. We're not going to stop.
And there's still that $30,000 reward for information leading to the person responsible. You can get the latest updates on the Hania Aguilar investigation, as well as our previous coverage on CBS17.com and in the mobile news app. Don't forget to opt in for breaking news alerts. Just search for CBS 17 in your app store.